Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the tallest building in the Tri-Cities. You know, we've been saying that a lot in recent months, and while we make a big deal about the height of this building, I think what really matters is what happens inside the walls of the River Pavilion here at Kadlec. And today is a very special day, the culmination of a lot of hard work by a lot of people. And I think we were counting before as we were setting up this morning, this is either the 10th ribbon cutting, groundbreaking, crane lifting, balloon release that we've had in this particular building in the last, what would you say, 8 years? I think when the River Pavilion eventually started. So it's truly, this building has made a difference in care of people in our community and our region. It's really a special day to be here. And we're thrilled that we've got a one-day reprieve from the city fire chief to have all these people in this building right now. But I want to thank you all for coming. We want you to hear from some of the key people involved in Kadlec and Providence, and most importantly, from the patient care aspect, the people that take care of the patients here and the teams that are involved in these wonderful units. So let's get started.
Good morning. Thank you for being here this morning. I want to start with a quote from Warren Buffett. Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. And I think that speaks volumes to all the trees that have been planted over the years to get us to the shade we're sitting in today. This day, as Jim said, has been a long time coming. There has been literally years and years of planning that have gone into this project. And it can countless hours by literally hundreds of people to make sure that it is the kind of facility that will meet the needs of our community and will also be able to provide health care in an extraordinary manner in this community. I want to particularly recognize the work of Kathy Christensen and Nancy Dahlberg and all of their teams who have worked so hard to make every detail of this facility as superb as it is, in order to provide a healing and comfortable environment for patients for many, many years to come. I also want to acknowledge the Boughton Construction Company, our partner in construction for many years. You know, I've watched the construction, as many of you have, of this building, and particularly over the last year or so when temperatures were extraordinarily high, well over 100 degrees, and the crew was out there working in those temperatures. And similarly, there have been incredibly cold temperatures, and before the building was enclosed. And as you know, the wind blows in the Tri-Cities, and when you get up this high, the wind blows even harder. So when you combine the cold temperatures and the high winds, and the team continued to work and continue to be focused on the safety of their crew and our facility, an amazing product that we have to share together. These 4 floors of patient rooms culminate more than 10 years of planning for the entire 10-story River Pavilion. Rand Wortman needs to be recognized for his foresight in realizing that the hospital will need to continue to grow in order to meet the needs of the community. He recognized when we built the first 6 floors that we were going to need to grow higher, and so we put extra effort and extra engineering into making sure that we could at some point add those additional 4 floors. Those 4 floors are now here. Would not have happened at this time frame had it not been for our affiliation and our partnership with Providence Health and Services. Thanks to everyone who's here today, and to everyone who has had a hand in the construction of this amazing facility. We have had many, many community partners, and most importantly, I want to express my appreciation to all of the caregivers throughout the Kadlec system who have been involved on a day-to-day basis taking care of patients I hope this facility just continues to be as inviting to our community and as efficient and streamlined for our staff to operate, to provide the very best patient care we can possibly provide for this community. It's an exciting day. Thanks for being here to share it with us.
Well, welcome, and it's really my privilege and honor to be here today with you as you're opening up a new 100 beds more in the River Pavilion. And this is a beautiful facility. I actually lived in Walla Walla for many years before moving up to Spokane. And I remember always coming to the Tri-Cities and looking at Kadlec and really marveling at all of the work that was happening here. And while at that point in time we were competitors, I also recognized all of the sacred work that was happening inside Kadlec and how Kadlec was growing to be a regional referral center. And it's just great that now that we can continue to grow this. We're so proud of our partnership with Kadlec, and we're really very fortunate that Kadlec decided to join the Providence Health and Services family. And now we are Providence St. Joseph Health, and that's the family that we belong to. We are one of the third largest not-for-profit healthcare systems in the country, and we are really dedicated to caring for the poor and the vulnerable. And I was so excited to hear, for example, in this ICU space that we're in, to hear about all the good work that will take place and the foresight in terms of making certain that as the healthcare delivery system of the future changes, the way that we're going to provide those services is changing too. And I'm very, very anxious this morning to see this new rehab facility that really is going to take place in our intensive care units. So I also want to congratulate Elaine and the board of directors who really also had the courage to go ahead and say healthcare is changing in our system, and how is it that we're going to affiliate and be part of something larger, and how is it also though that we're going to continue to meet the community needs. Kadlec is just really an icon in the Tri-Cities, and congratulations again to all of you for all the work that you do, for all the patients that are going to come here. They are depending upon you. You are their beacon of light during the times of their moments of their darkest hours. So thank you for being here. Thank you for everything that you are doing, and congratulations to all.
Good morning. For those of you that know me well, I'm not usually at a loss for words, but I'm a little bit emotional today because this has been such a long 3-year journey. And so I wrote things down. And so I don't normally read from pages, but I'm going to today because there's a lot of people that had a huge impact on what we're doing here in Kadlec that need to be thanked. And that's really my sole goal for speaking today. I'm so excited to be part of the team that worked on this amazing project. I stand here today just full of gratitude and appreciation for the gift that this is going to bring to our community. It starts with our leadership of this hospital and the amazing vision that they had so long ago for growing the needs, for the growing needs that are coming to our area. But also I can't help but think of all the lives that this expansion is going to impact, and the unlimited potential that for new services that this additional room that we've given us will allow us to develop in the years to come. They say the devil is in the details, and at times I will admit I got a little crazy over the details to really make our unit the best that it possibly could be. And so there's a lot of people that I want to thank and apologize in advance for anybody that I leave out. But I first want to start off by thanking Bill Boughton and his team, along with Garrett Electric and Apollo, and I know there's many great subcontractors, but those are the ones that I actually touched a lot throughout this project. Bill set the tone for this project from the very beginning. He focused on safety for his team, as well as the impact the expansion was having on our patients that are going to be in this new space, but also the patients that were in our existing space, because as you guys heard when you came up here, you heard a little bit of noise and riveting. They were so amazing to the patients that are below us in 6 and 5 and 4. His team was fabulous, but there were a few of those that really had to put up with a lot when we were getting into those extreme attention to detail pieces, and it got a little crazy at times, I must admit. So I have to shout out to Mac, Kyle, Buzz, and Tony. You never lost your patience with us, and you always took every comment into consideration for anything that we asked you to do. And I know it got a little crazy at times, but you're certainly appreciated for all that work. Davis Partnership was our architect, and from the very beginning of 2.5, almost 3 years ago, they spent a lot of time with us ensuring that our ideas were incorporated into the design and creating something so spectacular that we can be so proud of today. And Miguel and Deborah, they were really worked so hard and pushed us to really think outside the box, because a lot of things we would say, well, I can't do that, we can't do that, and they would push us to think differently, and I think we achieved that. Within our own Kadlec and Providence family, I have to say thanks to Andrew Martinick. He actually stepped into this project in the middle, and he was also new to Kadlec because it was part when we affiliated. And so we have a unique way of doing things here. We do things fast and quick, and we want it now, and we want everything to be perfect. And he jumped right in, hit the ground running, and he always remained calm even when we didn't, because honestly there were a lot of times we weren't. We had some tremendous executive sponsors that worked directly with us, Jeff Clark and Kirk Harper, and they really provided expert counsel to us when we really needed it the most, when we were feeling like, oh, what are we going to do here? They were the voice of reason for us. And then we had this great Kenny Owens, who's our project manager, and he came in, he's a non-nursing background, and he's tremendous for us, but he kept us on track. And hey, Kenny, we're only a few days away now. He's been counting us down for well over a year, so we had everything ready for this project. I also have to thank the people that have really worked hard over the last 4 weeks. You'll see equipment, you'll see things on the walls. None of that was there when we got this turned over to us 4 weeks ago. So Jerry, Jason, Don, Roy, Anthony, Chris, and all of your team that help us get everything together, because we have been running for the last few weeks. We had a tremendous amount of input from the caregivers here at Kadlec, patients, families, physicians, therapy services, you name it, EVS. We try to take everybody's thoughts and ideas to make this the best possible space. But I have to individualize a few individuals who spent countless hours, had a lot of work on this project, and they deserve to be recognized. And also just those details, they're the ones that really focused on it. And so I want to thank Darcy Dixon. She was part of our original design team, and she's going to be the 8RP that you'll tour today. She'll be the manager of that unit. Rachel Lineback, she is the manager of 3OP, and she's going to be the 7RP manager when they move. Again, tremendous work from them. Dr. Hashmi was our physician champion on the acute care units, and he really had some fabulous ideas, and you'll notice it when you walk into our unit, how things feel open and airy, and he was really talked a lot about that through the whole design. We had an amazing design team: Nicole Clifford, Cindy Garcia, Ashley Hetherington, Crystal Lady, Caitlin Krebs, Christy Scritchfield, Tanya Simpson, Tao Lee, Nancy Rusher, Mark Elwin, Jessica Bradley, Yulia Sinowick, Michelle Rodriguez, Savannah Hacker, Caitlin Frank, Ashley Okust, Sharon Jatan. These are the people that helped us design it. These are the people that came and put things together, wherever labels are, the little bits and pieces, and they're the ones that really are going to make a difference for patients. And last but not least, I have to really thank all of the folks that walk the halls, that are going to touch our patients in these new spaces, and the caregivers that have been taking care of our patients in the older spaces, because they're really the ones that make a difference every day. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming. I'm kind of blown away by how many people are squished into this space. It's wonderful. I would like to express my appreciation to the Kadlec executive team for having the vision to plan far into the future. We have known for a long time that we were short of beds, and without them pushing and making decisions and merging with another corporation, we would not have been here today. Davis Partnership, our architects, who really listened to what was important for the staff and patients. You will see rooms today that the architects really pushed us to do because they saw the importance for our patients. And so Deborah Willer, who's here today, but the entire Davis Partnership team has been fabulous. Boughton Construction, who executed a design that will allow us to provide exceptional care. This is my third project with Boughton, and I am amazed at the quality of work that comes from every one of the people that work on that team. I want to take a moment and recognize the phenomenal team that I worked with on design. 3 years ago, I asked for volunteers, and I had more volunteers than I could handle at the time. Susan Stady, Keith Schultz, Sonia Karangia, Craig Dunn, Melissa Spang, David Learshall, Dr. Danny Gannum, and Cindy Venziano, our family representative, have hung with me the entire 3 years, and they have done wonderful work. We have kept a focus on creating a unit that meets the needs of our patients and families while creating a workspace that meets the needs of our staff. Some hard decisions had to be made during this project, and each time the group made the decision that focused on how we could provide exceptional care for our patients. Once design was done, we formed 5 teams that have worked on everything from equipment and supplies, orientation, room setup. We took the beautiful space that was handed to us 3.5 weeks ago and have created a functional ICU. Each team has just done a phenomenal job with making the space do what we had planned for it to do. And you never know when you're in design mode whether it is actually going to work. And what we dreamed of 3 years ago really is what you're going to see today. The ICU theme over the past 2 years has been exceptional care is in the details. We see that every morning when we walk into our current unit. We hope that as you look around the unit, you will see that we have really focused on the details on this unit. Know that the same care that we have put into this project is the care that we provide to patients on Monday morning when we move in. Thank you so much for coming.
And thank you to the Kadlec community. This is just a fantastic day for the city of Richland and fantastic day for our community. Kadlec, as you know, has been an integral partner of the city of Richland for over 73 years and is definitely a large player in our future plans. And we are just really excited about this project. Kadlec has been a significant presence in our community, not only impacting our community's health, but really providing a great sense of being to the city of Richland and to our downtown. We want to continue our growth and partnership with this with Kadlec, in order to bring about a fantastic future for many years to come. Sorry to keep it short here. The city of Richland is just extremely excited about this project and our continued partnership here, and we look forward to many more years. Thank you.
On May 4th, 2015, my husband and I faced the beginning of the toughest journey of our lives. By the time we entered Kadlec emergency room about 6 p.m., Ben had already received 4 or 5 rounds of shock treatments from the EMS team in our home to restart his heart. Their efforts were seamlessly taken over by the team in the emergency room. Every second counted, none were wasted. Every decision was critical. The situation was grim, but the team of caregivers pushed through each emerging crisis. About 9 p.m., we were able to transport him to the intensive care unit. During our 3-week stay in the ICU, we encountered the most amazing team of caring and compassionate people. Everyone on the team showed an interest and an investment in what was happening to Ben. Any question or concern that I had was listened to and addressed. Everyone from the sweet lady that kept his room immaculate to the doctors with the medical expertise that allowed the physical healing. Each one played a part in the recovery that began to emerge after many days of treatment. The morning rounds allowed me to be a part of what was happening to Ben. I could see that each person on the team was doing their part to ensure that all of the dimensions of care were being attended to. And when plans were being made for the next steps of care after ICU, again, I could count on the compassionate and competent care in the planning of each detail. In time, Ben utilized the inpatient and outpatient rehab opportunities through Kadlec, and counting the caring guidance of the numerous therapists that worked with him. Our experience took place in the ICU, but at the core of what we experienced was an underlying attitude that reflected the caregiver's intense desire to provide us the very best and most compassionate care possible. I believe that it reflects a deep and intentional focus in the training of all of Kadlec's caring staff. With these additional rooms that will be available in ICU and acute care, Kadlec will be able to say yes to more patients as they did for us. If we had needed to go elsewhere for care, I doubt if Ben would have survived. These additional rooms and beds are critical to meet the health care needs of our growing community. We view Ben's recovery as miraculous and complete and a gift from God. We also know that without the meticulous care and medical expertise provided by the Kadlec team, the outcome could have been very different. There's no way for us to adequately thank each person on the Kadlec team, but hope my words to be an encouragement for all of Kadlec to continue to provide the safe and compassionate care that we experienced. Thank you.
To bring this story to a full close, I'd like to introduce Ben Dole.